Hey everybody, welcome to Take 5. This is our second summer edition of The Drive Back. We just got out of X-Men Days of Future Past.
More like Days of Future Suck. God, that movie was, I'm kidding. I loved it. Every second of the movie was great. It was probably my favorite of the X-Men movies since X1. Just because it basically gives a big FU to the third X-Men movie, Last Stand.
Oh, it doesn't give an FU. It obliterates it from the timeline.
Ever since Bryan Singer left the X-Men franchise, it's just kind of sunk and then tried to resurface from the depths that...
Didn't Brett Ratner take over in the third one?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
He's
Brett
awful.
Ratner.
He's terrible.
And everything that was good in X3 was kept, like Beast.
Yes.
In adult form, played by Kelsey Grammer.
Yes.
Kelsey Grammer, the greatest badass action hero ever.
But I think, just making an X-Men movie is crazy enough because there are so many X-Men, and taking all of the different characters that have appeared in all of the movies, there's 7 of them now, and yet making them all fit into this one movie. I thought that was very impressive. I pointed out when we watched the end of the movie when Logan Wolverine gets back to the future timeline and all the certain characters are back, except for we didn't see a Mystique.
We also didn't see Bishop. We didn't see
Magneto.
Warpath.
Which,
Come on.
Okay,
Come on, son.
This brings up an interesting point because besides Charles, Beast, Mystique, and Magneto, give me a character who was in First Class that was in this movie.
They're all dead, other than what's his name?
There was one, and I call him Blaster McBlasterson.
Yes.
Yeah, Blasty guy. Yes, that guy.
Blasterson, who we don't really know his name. But he was at the beginning, and there was also along with Toad and some other ones.
But they weren't in First Class.
No, only the McBlasterson.
Yeah.
I want to know who that guy is, the Stryker guy that was the military guy, because they kept featuring him a lot. He got some kind of story?
Yeah.
What is going on?
He is integral to Wolverine's storyline. He was in X-Men 2 when they were exploring Wolverine's origins.
Okay.
Then he was in X-Men Origins Wolverine when they were exploring Wolverine's origins.
Okay.
And
Now that's kind of stupid when you think about it now.
And then in the Wolverine, whenever they're exploring Wolverine's origins, they kind of do a flashback. And so in this
Wolverine's
one,
got the one story, but he plays it so hard.
in this one, they're kind of showing his origins. Hey, it's a bit like the comics.
It's a nod
really.
to the other movies, Joel.
You know what I thought would have been a really awesome ending is if like Wolverine goes in to talk to Patrick Stewart at the end, and he's talking to him, and then he's like, okay, everything's cool now, and he like leaves, and then it shows Patrick Stewart and he smiles, and then turns into Mystique.
Oh, plot twist.
That would have been awesome.
That actually is not out of the realm of possibility.
That would have been really awesome.
At this point, does Wolverine have his adamantium?
Yeah, they didn't show his claws.
Because in the movie he doesn't have the adamantium unless he's in the future.
And that was the kind of the same thing that Joel's talking about. Stryker had him, but it was actually Mystique that had him.
Yeah, and since this movie has rewritten the whole timeline, X-Men Origins, 90% of that movie didn't happen.
True. So wait. So in one full swoop, Bryan Singer has eradicated not only X-Men The Last Stand, but possibly X-Men Origins Wolverine.
Look, no. I mean, out of everyone in the car, I am the most comic fanboy-ish. And I can say, like the X-Men comics are a giant bag of dicks. Because they have rewritten their history so many times. There's so many weird timelines.
It's okay if it's not on point with the Days of Future Past comic.
Oh, yeah, like, don't even try to, compare the two.
Do we feel like it was good?
I think they did the time travel aspect really well, which is a hard thing to do in movies.
Yeah, because at first when they sent Wolverine back and they were kind of explaining it, I was like, wait, so he's going to be in both places at the same time? And I'm like, well, why wouldn't he just be sent back, and then whatever happens has the effect on the future?
Yeah, like
but it was explained very well in the movie that he's the time. I guess the time frame that he's in. He goes to the past is also occurring while they're in the future.
And I figure
simultaneous.
Yes.
I figure there has to be like Inception rules to this, because there's no way that like Shadowcat.
Kitty Pryde.
Kitty Pryde, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm fairly certain Kitty Pryde wasn't sitting there bleeding to death for 3 days.
Right. It might have been some. It might not have been like the 3 days or whatever. That he's
Well, I don't know. They did keep her on ice.
All right. So that was our review of X-Men: Days of Future Past. We highly recommend it. Go check it out. For those of you watching, please click below to like or subscribe to our show and check out all our other videos. And we'll see you next time.